Hey, what's happening? Final module for quarantine chemistry, everybody. This will take us through week 7 and 8. That's the week of Memorial Day through the end of the school year for you all. Right now, we're looking at next Monday being the day that your assessment should be due. Monday, Tuesday of that week. That's going to be the last graded assignment for the year, and then there'll be some form of a end of year survey, something that'll come out that you'll work on Wednesday and Thursday, get that done. As of right now, underclassmen grades, your grades, anything you want me to grade has to be turned in by 10 a.m. on June 5th. Anything turned in after that will just be marked and stay as a 0. So this week we are going to go through what we would refer to as concentration of solutions and how to make them. So we're going to go over something called molarity, and then we're going to talk about something called dilution. So we're focusing on that one kind of liquid mixture that we refer to as a solution. That is a homogeneous mixture of something in a liquid, something that's been dissolved in a liquid. So as we go through, we are going to do some calculations. You're going to do a lab activity this week that has calculations in it. And there will be one follow-up video that has some instruction walking through the calculation types and whatnot. So as we begin looking through our lesson this week, let's start with the intro, and then you guys can jump into the inquiry lab, take a pause between part 1 and 2, watch the instructional video, and then finish that up. Take the test, and that'll be the end of the graded materials for the year. So what are the objectives for this last module? Well, we want to be able to explain what concentration of solutions is. We want to be able to define and differentiate between the solute and the solvent. We'll define those here in a minute. We want to be able to calculate the molarity, and we want to be able to go through the dilution process. Be able to calculate the amount of solute and solvent needed to make a solution. So that's our calculation piece. And then we want to be able to identify situations in daily life where concentration needs to be calculated or dilution needs to be done. And we'll talk about that in the instructional video that is forthcoming. So here's what I would say would be our schedule to get everything wrapped up. You should be watching this on Tuesday. Make sure after you watch this intro video, I would go through and start to define your key terms on the study guide, and then complete the first part of the inquiry simulation lab. So simulation 1, answer the questions that go along with that. You can just do that on the lab paper, or even just on a sheet of notebook paper. Just number the answers so that they align with the questions in the lab. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I want you to watch the instructional video for Module 7. That's where I'll walk you through the step-by-step calculations for these different aspects of molarity and dilution. After that, complete the second simulation, the second half of the inquiry lab. Take the practice assessment. Because grades are due for seniors on Monday, I'm going to post the test on Friday. So the practice assessment will be posted, but there'll also be a separate posting on Friday for the assessment for Module 7. That'll be the last graded activity on Monday. The rest of you should be looking at the assessment. A lot of the assessment is based on what you learned in the lab and what we went through on the video. So the slides for the video will be posted. And then Tuesday through Friday, I want you to focus on getting any missing work done. So those of y'all who are on top of things and have everything done, you're in good shape. There'll be a year of end survey to take, just a little Google form just to get some feedback from you. It says everything's due Friday at noon, but the district cutoff is 10 o'clock a.m. So please make sure that before middle of the day on Friday, you have anything you want me to grade done. If it's submitted after 10 a.m., then it's going to go in and stay as a 0. My grades are due at 3:30 in the afternoon, so I need to have a little bit of time to get those done. Please, as you are going through this last unit, refer back to the slides and the example problems. Make sure you understand clearly the definitions of solution, solute, and solvent. And try to get your work done proactively in this last section. I know you are going to have things due for every class, and this is going to be a busy week and a half. But make sure you do not miss that 10 a.m. Friday, June 5th deadline to get your graded materials in. Anything after 10 a.m. on Friday, June 5th is going to be marked and kept as a 0. Book return, you all will be turning in your books. A couple of you had your books turned in already. I'm going to go through that. I'll email those of you who I have your books. Follow the guidelines for the return of the books. Please make sure that your name is written on the inside cover of your book as well. If you have multiple books at your home for some reason or in your locker, please make sure that you turn all of those books in, and we'll get those straightened out and follow the book numbers and get those checked in. So if you have more than one book at your house or in your locker for some reason, make sure that all of those books get returned according to the plans laid out by the school district. All right, well, that wraps up the intro video. Go ahead and look at the simulation, play around with the solutions a little bit, answer the questions in the lab, watch the instructional video, and then finish up part 2. Keep an eye out for the practice assessment, the Module 7 assessment, and the end of year survey that'll go out, which will be a short activity. Remember, all materials are due to me by 10 a.m. on June 5th. Stay healthy, stay safe, get better every day.